this is the most important part for the client investment. So what the client does at home is going to determine the length that they actually get to keep their extension hair, and it is going to determine their scalp health, because the way that they brush their hair at home, the way that they are applying tension, and all the things that they are putting on the hair at home makes a huge difference on the entire extension experience. So, longevity starts with at-home care. Proper home care is crucial. I cannot stress this enough. You need to over-communicate proper care to your clients. So first and foremost, I want to talk about products. High-quality professional products only. And not all professional products are created equal. I do not recommend any products that contain, waxes, things that coat the hair. Honestly, there are a few companies that I do recommend, which is Kevin Murphy, Oribe, Loma, which is more of an organic natural line. Those are my 3 go-to. Mr. Smith is another one. Those are my 4 that I know 100% hands down will not cause an issue for your clients. A lot of these professional products still have low-grade ingredients or have ingredients that will actually put a coating on the hair. So you really need to make sure that you are recommending products that will not cause the extension hair to break down or to mat or tangle. So you want to watch your ingredients. So you want to make sure your client purchases sulfate and alcohol-free products, and this is a necessity to maintain the health of their extensions. These ingredients strip the natural oils, they strip anything that's good from the hair, and it makes the hair drier and more prone to tangle and mat, and prolonged use of these products will definitely affect the integrity of their extension hair. And to be honest, they're not going to blame the extension hair, they're going to blame you. So that's why you really need to make sure you are educating. Products free from sulfates, they might not produce a lot of lather, but you want to make sure you're using a gentle cleanser. And we want to make sure that we're not using anything that strips good oils for the hair, again, and nothing that coats the hair. These are all of the ingredients to avoid, if possible. So I want to preface that not all alcohols and ingredients are bad. So there are good alcohols and there are bad alcohols. So your bad alcohols are placed and put in products to help products dissipate. So a lot of your spray shines have bad alcohols because it helps pull the moisture out so that the hair doesn't feel wet. A lot of your hairsprays, a lot of your oils have bad alcohols because it helps the product dissipate. So you really want to make sure you get really familiar with what is good and what is bad. So here is a list of good fatty alcohols that are in products. So fatty alcohols are products that support moisture and manageability. They pull moisture into the hair, which aids in keeping moisture inside of the hair strand, and it aids in slippability. It aids in the way the hair looks, the way the hair feels. So these are all great. These are all ingredients that we want to see in our products. Brushing. So brushing is one of the most important parts of the service. You may think your clients know how to brush their extensions. They don't. So we want to make sure that they are doing a very good detangle in the morning and at nighttime, and always before they wash their hair. They want to go section by section. So I recommend giving them like a crocodile or one of those heavy duty clips so they can clip up each section and brush from like top to bottom. Or if they want to start from the bottom and work their way up, make sure that they are definitely brushing below the attachment point and they're not brushing above that, because you don't want them to create breakage and you don't want them to create any sort of damage to the top of the weft or the beads. You also want to make sure that they are like checking for matting. If they are getting matting in between each row or at the top of their rows where it's connected to the actual hair strand, they're not brushing properly. This is why it's important to have them come in a week after, and this is why it's important to do a 4-week checkup on some clients, because this will prevent them from getting matted. Once their extensions are matted with the hand tied or any extensions, sometimes they have to buy new hair because there's such a bad knot in it and there's no way to get it out. And again, that's something that they're not going to understand is their fault. Unfortunately, a lot of clients don't want to take personal responsibility for that. So we need to make sure that we are following up with them, that they're brushing properly, that we're showing them, we're doing videos, because if they don't do that, then they're going to ruin their extensions. Also, we like to give a little travel brush, and they can just throw it in their purse, so they can just do a quick brush throughout the day, and this will keep it from getting tangled or matted. Cleansing. So washing the hair is really important. You want to make sure, again, you're brushing before you're getting the hair wet, and you want to make sure that they're cleansing in between each row really well. No need to scrub or like get real crazy. You just want to make sure that you are gently massaging the scalp, you're gently massaging the hair so that we're getting it really clean, so that we're not getting buildup stuck in the beads. If they want to do a mini move up, it's impossible to do if they have too much dry shampoo or product buildup. And you want to make sure that they are actually having clean hair. So again, this is something I like to show them how to do during their complimentary blowout. I also like to do videos on this because it's very, very important. Conditioning and treatments. So we want to make sure they're using very, very good products with washing and cleansing and conditioning. I recommend doing a treatment once a week if they're washing their hair more than once. I do not recommend washing the hair every day. I would say 2 to 3 times a week tops with the extensions. Because the more you wash it, the more it can dry out, the more the color fades, and it's a lot of time. So after cleansing, we want to make sure, again, they're using really good products. We recommend a spray leave-in. Again, something that does not have any non-water soluble products or ingredients in it. So no silicones, no waxes, no artificial ingredients that will sit on the hair. We want a product line that's going to absorb into the hair, that's really going to add moisture and really aid in protecting those extensions. We want them to be gentle when they're brushing. So don't rip through the extensions. That's going to cause extra tension. That's going to cause breakage on the ends. And we want to make sure that they're applying and adding a product that adds moisture to the hair. So I love Loma Calming Cream. It's one of my absolute favorite products. It is amazing on the extensions. I also love Kevin Murphy's leave-in repair. I love their Untangled. These are my favorite products to use with the extensions. The Smooth Again is wonderful. So these are products that are going to aid in moisture, add slippage, so when they're combing, they're not getting as much breakage. But products and care is more important than anything that you could talk to the client about. And, what they use at home really is going to determine how long their extension hair lasts. So stay away from most oils, and the reason why is a lot of oils will have a drying alcohol in it. So I love Kevin Murphy's Young Again oil, my favorite product, and I love Loma's restorative reparative tonic. I think that's great. A little bit goes a long way. We don't need a lot. And then again, I'm going to go over this again. I have this in here twice. Be gentle when brushing. I always recommend that they put the products in first because the products are going to add lubrication and they're going to help with combability. So put those in first and then go in and brush. Okay, there are some things you should avoid. So any sticky products, hairspray, hair gel, hair wax, your spray texturizing sprays, these can all add buildup on the hair and they can definitely cause breakage when the client is brushing through on a daily basis. So really using these minimally is important. Let's talk about sunscreen. If your client is somebody who goes on vacation a lot, if they are in the sun a lot, if their hair is touching their skin and they use a lot of daily products that have SPF for just normal like skin maintenance, it will turn their extensions pink. And you cannot fix it. There's no way to get around this. You can try doing a Malibu treatment, you can try doing all the things, but there's always going to be a remnant of pink. It's like a corally color. So sunscreen is huge. There is an ingredient in there that has a chemical reaction with the chemicals that are processed with the hair. So stay away from sunscreen. If they're going on vacation, clip it up. Don't stand by anyone who is spraying on sunscreen, because that has happened too. They're like, I didn't wear sunscreen, but the person that they were on vacation with was spraying away and it blows in their hair. So sunscreen is huge with the blondes. Hard water softeners can cause discoloration. There's a lot of salt in water softeners, so we really want to make sure that the client knows that that can cause brassiness, discoloration in blondes, and it can even cause the blondes to be pink and like an orangey color. So keep that in mind. Hard water too, a lot of minerals, a lot of buildup, something that definitely makes the extension hair break down much more quickly. So if somebody has hard water or a water softener, I would not guarantee a long period of time for their extension hair wear. Sleeping with wet hair, this is a big no-no. This will cause matting, it will cause tangling, and it causes the top of the weft to break down. Little pieces start to come undone, it starts to unravel because the hair swells, and if they're going to go to bed with their hair wet, it is a chance and a risk that they're taking. We always want to blow dry the tops of the wefts to maintain the integrity, so make sure that your client is not running around or sleeping with wet hair. Do a quick, you can let it air dry for sure for, I would say like maybe 60 to 80%. Put your hair in like a towel, but we really do want to make sure that we're hitting that hair with heat. Also, this hair has texture and this hair has a, it needs to be styled. So hitting it with heat is going to make it feel softer. It's going to make it feel more healthy. So we really want to make sure that we are using the right styling. Also, heat protectant, I know I did not mention this prior. Please make sure if they are using hot tools, they are using a heat protectant on their hair.